blessings. Welcome to my channel. My name is Taj Utsi and I'm a certified financial coach. I am also the founder of True Financial Coaching, where our mission here is to help you to invest in yourself. And the way we do that is by educating you, enlightening you, and equipping you with the financial literacy that is needed in order to help you get off the rat wheel. What is the rat wheel? Well, the rat wheel is when one is constantly and continuously financing objects that go down in value for the consumer, but up in value for the banks. And as long as one is continuously financing these depreciating objects, then that keeps the rat wheel in motion. How does one get off the rat wheel? Simply by stop financing things that go down in value. And the way we do that here at True Financial, we help you get off the rat wheel by helping you create a plan where you can, organize your finances, look at your expenses, look at your debts, and eliminate the debt. And once you eliminate the debt, then you can become free and begin to build wealth and begin to own the most precious commodity that we have, which is time. Where you can use the time to do what you want, when you want, instead of having to do things that you don't want. So that's what we do here at True Financial, is help you help those that desire to be helped and want to be helped. We help you get off the rat wheel and own the time in your life. Today's video will be on talking about the credit score. And here in America, the credit score is looked upon as such a marvelous thing. Some folks worship their credit score. Here in America, we have a credit score system where it ranges from 500 to 850, and 500 being the lowest credit score and 850 being the highest credit score. And we have, 3 different credit bureaus here in America. We have TransUnion, we have Equifax, and you have Experian. And I like to call them the unholy trinity of debt. Because these companies, that's what they are, they're companies, and they're privately owned, right? And they measure one's credit history, measure your credit utilization, measure your on-time payments, measure your credit inquiries, and measures your amount of debt that you have. And this score, if you're good at paying back your debt, then the banks give you a higher credit score. You're not so good at paying back your debt, you get an average credit score. You don't pay your debt back at all, get a low credit score. So I like to call it a I love debt score, because of everything that these companies measure in order to come up with the credit score, it all revolves around debt. It all revolves around debt. Again, you're measured by the 5 different criteria, and you're measured by your payment history, which is 35% of your score, the amount that you owe, 30% of your score, length of your credit history, 15% of your score, your credit mix, 10% of your score, and any new credit inquiries that you have made, which is another 10% of your score. But again, if you notice, everything that I mentioned that this score is based upon revolves around debt. It doesn't measure your net worth, doesn't measure your assets, what investments you may have. Is all centered around debt. And this is why I call it an I love debt score. And then this credit score is pushed, is really pushed. It's a program, like we said in the previous video about the 40-hour work week. Was a program. Well, credit score, it's a program. Well, somebody may say, well, I need a credit score to buy a car. I need a credit score to buy a house, right? This is what people say. Well, there's only one way that you can buy anything, and that's with cash. You don't need a credit score to buy a car. You need cash to buy a car. And you don't need a credit score to buy a house. You need cash to buy a house. Again, we don't go to the store and say, I'm going to buy this candy bar, but I want to make payments on it. No, you're not. You don't do that. You just pay cash, you buy it, you get the candy bar, you exchange your cash. So there's only one way to buy, and that's with cash. Anything outside of that is called financing. Right? We don't finance candy bars. We buy candy bars. Now, when people say I need credit to buy a car, that's incorrect. You need credit to finance a car. You need credit to finance a mortgage. That's what they should be saying, right? But this credit score is just pushed. It's pushed, it's pushed, it's pushed, and it keeps people in debt, right? It promotes debt. The credit score promotes debt because you have individuals that buy cars straight out, buy cars with cash. They don't need a credit score. You go to an auto dealer and you're sitting in there for 8 hours, 8 hours sitting in a dealership to finance a vehicle. Spend the whole day to finance a vehicle where they make you comfortable. They sit there, they have the televisions on and have a little play area for the kids. Why? Because they know you're going to be there all day. Because why? Because you don't have the money and you want to finance. The last time I bought a car, I went there, spent maybe an hour there, went over some of the car and took it for a test drive and negotiated a price, paid cash, and was on my way. Short transaction. But I do remember times when I financed cars. Again, I'm speaking this because I experienced this, and this is why I created this channel. This is why I created True Financial, because what I'm talking to you about, I experienced in my own personal life. I would finance cars and finance another car, pay a car off. Something went wrong with it. Jump back into another car through financing. It didn't make sense. I would go to car dealerships, sit there all day almost. Sit there all day for them to what? Run my credit score. Got 3 different bureaus. I'm wondering which one of y'all running. You got 3 different bureaus, and each of them give you 3 different scores. Which score are you running? They would go to the back, sit back there, do whatever. I don't know what they was doing back there. Then they come back. Hey, can you afford this payment? Well, maybe I can do that. Well, can I get it a little lower maybe? They go back to and do something. I don't know who they was talking to, what they was doing. They might have been back there playing Uno or something. I don't know what they was doing, but they come back. Well, we can do this for you. And I walk out there happy, take a picture with the car, something I just tied myself to for 5 years, or what they would say 60 months. Just tie myself to that. Why? Because I worship. I wanted to finance. I worship that credit score. I wanted to use what they say other people's money. Didn't want to use my own money. Why? Because I didn't have any money. So I had to use other people's money, which is what people are doing today. They say we're going to use other people's money. Why they got to use other people's money? Because they don't have any money. They don't have any money. So this is why they finance. We finance things that go down in value for us, but up in value for the banks. That being said, we say other people's money. Where the banks, other people's money? Where the other people's money? People say I want to use the bank's money. Why use my money? I'm going to use other people's money. No, the bank is using your money. You're the other people's money. You're the bank's money. Why? Because they're taking that money that you paying the bank every month. Using that money, earning interest off of it, lend it to other people, making more money off of it. That's the rat wheel. and we don't even see it. We don't even see it. Why? Because it's a program, and the credit score is a part of this program. There are people out here that don't have credit scores. Why? Because they don't have debt. You don't need a credit score. Somebody say, well, how can I uh, finance a house without a credit score? It's easy. There's something called manual underwriting, where you don't need a credit score to get a mortgage. And again, I'm not against a mortgage. I am not against a mortgage. But it doesn't take 30 years, though, to pay off a home. I'm not against a mortgage. I am against depreciating, financing things that go depreciating, right? Financing a car. Financing a car, just buy a car straight out. Financing phones, cell phones, but finance a cell phone for just buy it straight out. Financing furniture, financing PlayStations, financing these things that go down in value. Why is it that, again, we've been working for years, but yet we still have to rely on credit for those things, items like that? Now, home, mortgage, you get a mortgage, fine. But even that's a program. It doesn't take 30 years to pay off one home, right? Again, it only takes one day to buy a home. But if you get a mortgage, it shouldn't take you 30 years to pay off that mortgage. If you're intentional about paying it off and you organize your finances and you have no other debt, it shouldn't take you more than 7 to 10 years to knock that mortgage out. But again, I'm one of those individuals. I still have my mortgage. Wasn't until I woke up, like I said, around 2019, 2020, that I realized, man, it shouldn't be taking me this long to pay off my mortgage. I had my mortgage since 2002. Right? And it wasn't until 2019 that I woke up where I realized it don't take this long to pay off a mortgage. So now, once I got intentional about paying off that mortgage, now I have a target date where I know I'm going to be mortgage free by this year, and the year maybe 2026, God willing. So, but I have a target, right? I created a plan. I have a goal. Woke up in 2019, become intentional. I should be mortgage free, God willing, by 2026. 7 years. But the program is 30 years. 30 years to pay off a mortgage. It doesn't take that long. When you send in your mortgage payment, you're sending in the minimum. If you just send in the minimum amount, that's like sending in the minimum amount for a credit card, right? And that's what the banks want. Why? Because they extend the loan, they earning all that interest. Especially if you got an FHA mortgage, the banks they earning so much money off of you. But this is the part of the program that has to be that way, right? But the credit score, everything revolves around that credit score. And people worship this credit score. But again, it's a part of the program to keep that rat wheel going. And it's so sad because the banks, they prey on individuals that lack information, because the more you know, the better you can do. And when we don't know, we can't do better. And again, I was one of those individuals. I remember in college seeing credit card companies all over the campus, 18 years old, 19 years old, 20-year-old kids that really don't have any financial literacy because it wasn't taught in school. The parents have very limited financial literacy because they weren't taught. So what is it? It's just a constant cycle, and the banks are going to these college campuses, banking on these kids that they'll become wealthy or successful in the future. Why? Because they're going to school and they're going to have good paying jobs in the future. So what are the banks doing? The banks are investing in them. The banks are investing in the college kids, in the college students, and looking at their future income. looking at future income. And students, you don't really know any better. So what do? Just sign me up. Why? Because in their mind, this is free money, and it's not free money. It's money that uh, they have to pay back with interest, but that's not taught. That's not taught. And this is what we wanted to do here. This is what we do here at True Financial. We educate you, we enlighten you, and we equip you with the financial literacy that is needed to break the cycle, to get off the rat wheel. Credit score, again, it is a program. You don't need credit. It's an I love debt score. You don't need credit. And I'm not against using credit cards. I'm against credit card debt. I'm against credit card debt. I'm not against a mortgage, but you don't have to carry a mortgage for 30 years. I am against financing vehicles because, again, that vehicle goes down in value as soon as you step foot on that lot. And the auto dealerships, they know it. I remember one time I went to an auto dealership, and you don't know. You don't know. I didn't know. I go there with my wife and one of my sons. He was probably newborn at the time, maybe not a newborn, but probably like less than one, maybe. But anyway, we sitting in an auto dealership and trying to get a vehicle, a van, and the guy is saying, this, that, and the other, my income this, my income that, credit this, whatever. He goes to the back, and he was back there for a while. I'm talking maybe 15, 20 minutes, and we just sitting there. It might have been longer than that, maybe 30 minutes. But he's just sitting back there doing whatever, saying, let me talk to my boss or whatever. Like I said, they could have been back there playing Uno. I don't know. But I'm just sitting there crossing my fingers. Oh, man, hope we get approved. Hope we get approved. Man, but it got to the point where he was back there so long. I said, look, told my wife, let's go. We're not sitting here. You're not going to have us sitting there waiting all this time. As soon as we walked out the door, we got up, walked out the door. This man came running, chasing after us. Oh, wait a minute. Where you going? Where you going? Oh, yeah, we can work it out. We got you. We work it out. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're playing games. Why? Because they know that they got somebody that don't know. Brought us back in. Said, all right, Mr. UC, Taj, whatever you call me. Said, get this vehicle. You don't got to put no money down on it. And mom, no money down. Oh man, that's all. No, that means I'm financing the whole amount. The whole amount. That means whatever the cost of that vehicle was, I was willing to pay more than what the sticker price was. Because if the vehicle was $10,000 with whatever amount of interest it was, most people don't even know the interest rates of their depreciating objects, which I was one of them. Didn't know. I didn't know. I'm just glad to just be able to sign on the paperwork and take the car home. But most people don't even know the interest rates of their depreciating objects. You ask somebody, what's the interest rate of your car? They don't know. What's the interest rate on your credit cards? They don't know. They don't know. But going back to the story, no money down. Oh man, thank you. So happy. Not realize I'm financing the entire amount of the vehicle. I didn't know. Thought it was a blessing. And it was a blessing because we needed a car. But why didn't I have the money? Well, I've been working all these years. Why didn't I have the money to go out and be able to buy my own car without the help of the bank? So bad. It was so bad that they wanted me to be locked up to this depreciating object, because that's what you do when you finance objects. You lock yourself up to that depreciating object, tie yourself to the bank, and you tie yourself to your car or to your job. Why? Because now you got to keep working to make the payments. But They wanted me to be an indentured servant so bad that I was behind on my mortgage payment. And in order for me to get approved for this car loan, they paid my mortgage payment to catch me up so that I can get approved for this car loan. I was behind on a mortgage payment. They paid my mortgage payment. Now, to them, that was just a little investment, just a little investment. I was their other people's money. I was their passive income. People talk about get passive income. No, when you're in debt, you're the passive income. You're the other people's money. You're the investment. You're the interest. And that's what they did. And I financed it. I was so happy walking out there in my car, taking pictures with the car. But I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. But now that I know, now I can do better. And now I want to help others to do better as well. That's the goal here at True Financial. We want to help people do better, equip you, enlighten you, and educate you with the financial literacy. But again, credit score is all part of the program. It's all part of the program to keep people in debt. Keep that wheel rolling. Keep that wheel rolling. Again, I'm not against credit card usage. I'm not against credit card usage. A credit card is a tool. That's all. It's a tool. Just like a hammer, just like nails, just like a screwdriver, just like a water hose, just like a pencil. I use it when I need it and put it away. It's a tool. And most people don't know how to use that tool properly. They don't know. That's why they carry credit card debt. I believe in America, the average credit card debt in America is about $6,000, if I'm correct. About $6,000. That's the average credit card debt in the U.S. $6,000 average credit card debt. That means people are carrying the balances over every month. On average, and average is the number that represents the collective whole. That means some are higher than that, some are lower than that, but the average, $6,000. The average credit card interest rate, I believe, is about 24.61%. 24.61%. That's the average APR for new credit card offers. 24.61%. 24.61%. But yet people are saying, I'm going to use other people's money. You're the other people's money. You're the bank's money. Banks is using your money. 24.61%. How can we build wealth when all our money is going towards interest? Somebody may say, well, I'll pay my credit card off at the end of the month. Good. But that's the minority. The minority of people do that. Majority of people don't do that. They don't do that. About 60% of American households carry a balance on credit cards. 60%. That means if you get 10 people that you know, 10 people that you know, 6 of them have a credit card balance on average of $6,000, paying 24.61% on average. And then people wonder why they're living paycheck to paycheck. This is all a part of the program to keep individuals broke, not poor. See, because poor and broke are two different things in my opinion. When I go to Africa, certain parts of Africa, not all parts of Africa, because you have some very affluent parts of Africa. But I went to Africa a couple of times and I've seen poor. In America, folks aren't poor, they're just broke, meaning they make poor financial decisions, which leaves them broke because they have the money. They're just making poor, uneducated choices with their money, which keeps us broke. So I'm not against credit card usage. What I'm against is credit card debt. And most people carry credit card debt, which keeps them from being able to build wealth. You can't invest with credit card debt at 24%. You can't invest in the stock market and you got 24% interest rates on credit card debt. You can't invest in rental properties with 24% interest rate in credit card debt. You can't do that. Get out of debt first, lay your foundation, and then you can build. Get out of that hole first, then you can build. Get out of debt, pay off the credit card debt. We talked about that in another video, how to do that using the debt snowball strategy. Putting your debts in order from least to greatest, regardless of interest rates. Just put them in order from least to greatest. Why? So you can get them quick wins. Knock out the smallest debt, put all you can towards that smallest debt while making minimum amounts on the other debts. Knock out the smallest debt, roll over all the money you was putting into that smallest debt unto the next debt. Knock that out, keep doing this snowball until eventually you'll be debt free. It can be done. I can help you. I can help you. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. I know a lot of people have debt, but they're ashamed. Some people are afraid to even look at the amount of credit card debt that they have. Afraid to open up the mail to see it. Afraid to go online to look at the balance. Being afraid is not going to eliminate it. Putting in the work will, and I can help you do that. So again, if you want to be free and you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, visit me. Schedule a consultation. I can help you. I can help you. Schedule your consultation at truefincoaching.com. Click on the link in the description box. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to leave a comment. Because if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck and you're tired of powering that rat wheel, I can help you get off of it. Peace and blessings.